morning, ma'am.
Oh, Lord.
I believe you might have misplaced this.
Whoa, you about scared the pee waddling out of me. Oh, well, thank you much, but where the tarnation did you come from?
The gate was open. I'm accustomed in the back ways. I didn't think there'd be anybody back here.
Whew.
I do apologize for interrupting your cogitation.
Oh, please. Philosophers cogitate and old ladies brood. Whatever you're selling, we don't want any.
Oh, no, ma'am, I'm not selling anything.
Especially if you're peddling religion. I tried some of that. It don't work worth doodly squat.
No, ma'am. See, I'm a traveling man, and I am beguiled by this quaint little village. I was hoping to find a place to stay for a few days, and I was wondering if you
Oh, no, we don't take in strangers. Hell, we don't even take in family.
Oh, it wasn't my aim to impose upon you, ma'am.
That accent.
Why now, ma'am, it sounds to me like you might be familiar with my area of origin.
It's God's country, ain't it? Oh, I do miss it.
Sometimes.
So what brings you all the way out here to this freaky paradise?
Well, I'm not quite sure.
Ah. Well, uncertainty is always mysteriously interesting.
Somebody told me there was a boarding house here somewhere.
A boarding house? No. Oh! Wait a minute. You talking Crenshaw?
Yes, ma'am, that must be it.
Next street over.
Ah, well then. Thank you for your time, and I am so sorry if I bothered you.
But that old ninny, she passed on a couple years ago. Poisoned by her own dreadful cooking. Tuna and butterbean casserole went rancid on her. She's too damn cheap to throw it out.
God bless her soul.
Oh, I hope not. Well, she was a hypocrite and a devoted Lutheran.
Well, I guess I'll just have to find another place to stay. For a reasonable recompense, of course. My needs are sparse and my demands are nil.
There's the old tourist court out by the airport.
Them places seem a mite overpriced to the common man.
Yeah, well, that one's not much more than 6 old crapper and a monkey frog pond. But then, what do the Polacks know about running a business, don't you think?
Well, I wouldn't want to speak ill of your neighbors, ma'am.
Oh, hell, I speak ill of my neighbors all the time. No pictures showing town. What other amusement I got?
Well...
Now, Luda Fisk, out by the truck stop, she rents by the hour. But I don't think you'd get much rest, 'cause she don't exactly rent her bed for slumber. And she charges extra if you soil the sheet.
My sense of virtue prohibits me from availing myself of such ribald company, ma'am.
Oh, does it?
I was taught to prefer the moral postures.
Well, and that's a good thing. As long as you don't overdo it.
Oh, begging your pardon, ma'am. My name is Buford Hinkle. My friends call me Digger.
My name is Lucinda Erlene Twiggs, descendant of Colonel Dwight Bigelow Horatio Twiggs. Born into poverty and didn't amount to a damn thing. Trait that runs in the family to this day. He was the founding resident of a hillock of Horse Hookey in the great land of the South, and from which I was forced to leave a few years ago. Well, it was crap, but it was home. Twiggs Bend? It wasn't even on a damn bend, because it wasn't even on a damned river. One might assume that the Colonel's grip on sanity was might slippery. It was Daddy's god-awful stubbornness that brought us here. He thought he'd feel better. Huh. He did. About 2 weeks. Till the goddamn stroke. Oh, Lordy. I thought life was awful in Twiggs Bend. I didn't know what misery was. Anyhow, pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Hinkle.
Your friends call you Lucy?
If I had any, I reckon they would. My sister, she called me Lucifer.
Well, that sounds more than spectameaning.
Oh, I love it.
Well, I shall not regard so gracious a lady in such a degrading fashion, for I trust that I may be your friend, Miss Lucy.
Well, ain't you the cutest little thing? Why don't you take a load off, Mr. Hinkle?
Thank you, ma'am. I am a mite weary.
Oh, no, best not use that skittery nabob's roost. That old crone, she's testy about sharing. Well, we don't ever have company, so seating's kind of sparse, I'm afraid.
Well, that's all right, ma'am. I am accustomed to making do.
Oh, breakage. My sister's doing. She's good at breaking things. Everything except a man's heart. She never had that opportunity.
I am much obliged for any place of respite. I have journeyed for some distance.
Traveled all the way here from
Texas. Huntsville.
Huh. I heard of it. Never been there.
It is no place for a man to be.
Well, then it's a good thing you're not anymore, isn't it?
It is. I haven't been back to Alabama. Well, for a spell.
Bus? Train? How you got here?
No, ma'am. I do not rely on the whims of public transport. I prefer to trust my powers of persuasion.
Hitchhiking, are you?
I find it's a more rewarding way to stay close to the earth and its Elysian wonders.
You don't look sweaty enough to be a hitchhiker. I reckon you must pace yourself very carefully, Mr. Hinkle.
I am a man who is at peace, Miss Lucy. I very seldom sweat, and please, call me Digger.
That name don't seem to fit you quite right.
Like this suit.
No, of course not. I wouldn't try to berate your manner of dress.
Another man's rubbish, that he thinks it's charity.
Well, life is full of leftovers, ain't it?
And it shouldn't have to be that way. Do you knit?
No. I drink. Southern Comfort. Only thing in the world that gives me the slightest bit of hope that there just might be a heaven after all.
A drop. 2, perhaps. I very seldom imbibe.
Yeah, me too.
To your timely arrival, Mr. Hinkle. With minimum sweat.
And in appreciation of your gracious reception.
Jesus saves. My, for a man who seldom partakes, you sure handle it with consummate ease.
Well, it does exude a warmth that assuages completely. But the taste is not that I remember of Southern Comfort on the rare occasion I've had it.
Well, just between you and me, it's about 31% rock gut, because I don't believe in prayer.